Welcome, hello, I'm Gamir, and this video will be a short one, quote unquote, because it's going to just be like a test of seeing the performance of my main computer versus the laptop that I have currently. So first of all, let me show you the specs on the CPU because it's going to be mostly using the CPU for this test. On my main computer, it has a Ryzen 5 3600 with 6 core, 12 threads, 3.6 gigahertz of base. It goes up to 3.8. One time I saw going up to 4 gigahertz, which is strange, but whatever. And in the laptop, it has a Ryzen 3 3200U. It's a laptop with 2 cores, 4 threads. And on Blender, I have configured to use OpenCL with the Vega 3 graphics on the laptop. And on my computer is using the GTX 1616 Ti for the CUDA on the GPU compute for cycles rendering. Even though it's going to use mostly the CPU, but it actually helps on making the render times a bit faster. Though supposedly I read that OpenCL should take less, so let's see. Because this is I think I will say a low-end laptop. I mean, well, this is a mid-range. People say this is a mid-range gaming PC with these specs, but for me, it's like a high-end computer because man, I could play many games on ultra settings. So let's render this render over here of Sky doing the Ahigal phase. It's very simple because the model is low polygons, has low poly counts and some basic shading, so it should be really fast on this computer, but I'm wondering how long it will take on the laptop. So well, actually I shouldn't close this. I'm going to keep it open. Well, actually let's put it completely. So let's see. I'm going to press F12 at the same time. So I'm going to press F12 on both of these computers. So 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. Okay, interesting. The laptop already has the little window loaded, but the computer is already doing the squares. Oh man, this is going to be interesting. Let's lower the balance up so you can see the graph. Look how fast this is going on the computer, but the laptop is just one square. So the remaining says that it will take 7 hours on the laptop. They both have the same render settings, so 4K picture with 512 samples of cycles, and the denoising is enabled at 3px, which is just, I mean, look, the computer is just finishing there. When it gets to the HDRI background, look how fast it goes. Look how fast it goes. Because it's just the HDRI, it's not reflecting anything, just the background, a picture. Meanwhile, the laptop is still in the center, so it would take a long while to get for the HDRI. Meanwhile, here the computer is just finishing. computer is finished basically. The HDRI, just look how fast it is, and finished. The computer just finished in 4 minutes and 47 seconds. It just finished. So I'm going to close this and change it to CPU. Let's wait for the laptop. you think I'm going to actually wait? Look how long this is going for. Like, let me move here. 5 minutes already. This one finished, but this one, yeah, right. It's not using all the CPU power anyway, so the little squares, this is not even the big ones, so I might have to just restart the test and do it again because it's not going to be so good. Okay, now let's do CPU only. Both of the windows selected. Okay, 1, 2, 3, let's do this. Okay, this one already started with the squares, but looks like it's taking a bit longer to render these squares because it's not using the GPU anymore. GPU is just doing absolutely nothing. The temperature has actually lowered from the 70 something to 56 Celsius. While the laptop, okay, now we're talking. Now it's using the laptop CPU to its maximum. So now this is going to be more interesting, but this is just using the CPU only, so no GPU help. Though the laptop, I think it was getting bottlenecked by the GPU, which is interesting. It was actually getting bottlenecked, so that's really interesting. Let's see. On the laptop is still not 100% like it is on the computer, but the laptop is, whoa, it's actually going lower. It's downclocking because the amount base is 2.60 gigahertz, but the speed went lower to 2.38 gigahertz. So it's getting thermal limited. It's not in this highest performance since the CPU is getting really hot and it has to limit the boost clock. It feels a bit hot, but not very much. I guess it's HP doing a bad design on the thermals, because this is not a gaming laptop anyway, it's just the laptop was designed to be used normally, not for gaming or something as intense as this render. So I guess it's not going to be really good when you're trying to put it through pieces. wow. The GPU really helps on my computer. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. And it hasn't gone to the HDRI part yet. The character is still, there's some left parts left for the character to render. So it's going to take a little while still. Though the laptop is getting there, getting to the face, but not good enough. I mean, I don't know why it goes lower for a bit on the usage. 95% usage though, so it went a bit higher. But the speed is lower, so it's getting thermal limited. The laptop really needs some water cooling or something, and just in case USB drive removed is still going to take longer, so let's just keep waiting. Hopefully the phone records everything and doesn't overheat during recording. Okay, now it got to the HDRI part, but it's slower than using the GPU to help. So this is actually interesting. The laptop looks like it crashed, but it did not. Okay, mouse still working. This is still working normally, so it's still doing the render, but it's taking really long. It just finished the mouth. Well, no, it's still on the mouth. Now it's doing some other parts, but it's denoising the mouth, the insides of the mouth. But on the computer here, it's just now on the HDRI part, basically. The arms is not going to take that long, so yeah. But still, I noticed that the time 15 minutes compared to 5. That's actually pretty big of a difference by just disabling the GPU. So I will just stick with the GPU. So everyone who's starting using Blender for the first time, use your GPU on cycles. Please use your GPU, or else just do Eevee, but Eevee doesn't look as good as cycles. I mean, cycles has the path tracing and the reflection will be very accurate and stuff. So can you hear the fans? Whoa, those fans are really loud on the laptop. That's crazy. It's just getting extremely loud and stuff. So I guess it's trying the hardest to cool down the CPU. Even though it's downclocking, it is still super hot. The computer just finished. 18 minutes. 18 minutes compared to almost 5 minutes. No, this is almost 19 minutes. Wow. Wow. Okay, the GPU really helps. Just for fun, I'm going to just do an EV rendering. On EV, as you can see here, is using the GPU 3D feature. So it's just basically video game type of rendering type. How it is taking longer. Okay, finally. Wow. EV is taking too long, almost 2 minutes. And this is in EV. Well, okay. I mean, it looks alright. It doesn't look that bad, but still, look, on the mouth, it's not completely darkened out like in the cycles. As you can see, okay. Yeah, EV's render type here, the mouth is not dark like this one on cycles, so it's just those extra details that makes cycles look better. Not to mention the reflections here, path tracing, just very good stuff. So on the laptop, let me just stop with this and render it on freaking EV. Let's do EV instead. Okay, so I guess the laptop will never render that hard. GPU usage is completely zero. Okay, I guess, I mean, do I finish the video here? It's not rendering anything. Yeah, I might eventually render it, but it's just taking way too long. Oh man, okay, I will show you the Source Filmmaker render times just so you can see how long it takes with Source Filmmaker, because I surely see it coming. I mean, it's possible to render on Blender on this laptop. It's possible, it could be actually faster, but you have to lower the resolution, because I render something in Blender for this laptop and it was on 720p. So 720 size. Well, this picture is not safe for work, but yeah, you know, I'm going to show it anyways. So is this what I rendered? And it actually looks pretty good. I mean, it looks the same, but it took like, I think it was 20 minutes, more or less, to render. But here in 4K it just struggles really bad. So yeah, I think I'll call it a day. I mean, just not going to render, I guess. So that's it. Thank you for watching. I've been rendering this poster for like what? Let me see. Yeah, half an hour. No, 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Not exactly half an hour, but 10 minutes. 2. You see 2? Yeah. Let me change to my main PC. This is a laptop. You can see there's a battery. Now let me change to the main computer here. Already at 6. And I started rendering this since like 2 minutes, 3 minutes ago. Is the computer look connected directly to the internet port, and yeah. Right, the laptop is still rendering. My computer finished rendering already. What? Come on, bro.